Travel with me.
Uluru, Australia. Hi, my name is Ethan, and I want to take you on an adventure with me. We traveled all the way to the middle of Australia to visit a very special place called Uluru. It is one of the most famous places in the whole country. A giant red rock called Uluru, and lots of round rocky domes called Kata Tujutu rise suddenly from the wide flat desert. It looks like magic. In the middle of Australia's wide open desert stands a giant red rock called Uluru. From far away, it looks like a huge sleeping mountain rising out of the flat land. When the sun shines on Uluru, the rock glows bright red and orange. At sunrise and sunset, the colors become even more magical. Did you know that Uluru has a secret? Tucked inside the cracks and curves of the giant rock, there's a special water hole. The red rock walls towers up high on both sides, and the still water reflects them like a mirror. The Amongu people call this place Mujijuju, and it has been a source of fresh water in the desert for a very, very long time. In some side caves and sheltered areas of Uluru are very old paintings. The Anangu people make these artworks long, long ago to share their stories and teach important lessons. The swirls, dots, and lines are full of meaning. When you get really close to Uluru, you can see so many interesting things. The rock's surface has small holes and caves carved by wind and rain over millions of years. Twisted trees grow right beside the massive red walls. Uluru is actually even bigger than it looks from far away. Most of the rock is hidden underground, like a giant iceberg. Around Uluru, you can see small bushes, sandy paths, and big blue sky stretching in every direction. This special place has been important to the Amangu people, the traditional owners of the land for thousands of years. Some trees had very few leaves, and some none at all. They look dried and twisted, but they are very strong. These trees have learned to live in the hot, dry land. Guess who came to say hello? An emu walked right up to our car. Emus are enormous birds, almost as tall as a grown up. They cannot fly, but they can run very, very fast. I was a little bit nervous, but mostly excited. The emu just wanted to have a look at us. I think it was just as curious about me as I was about it. Along the walking trail, we found some very interesting benches and sculptures made out of natural wood. The branches were twisted into amazing shapes like they grew that way on purpose. Of course, I had to climb them. Not too far from Uluru, there is another group of amazing rocks called Kata Tijuta, sometimes called the Olgas. Kata Tijuta means many heads in the Anangu language, and if you look at them, you can see why. There are 36 giant rounded domes all grouped. Standing between them, you feel so tiny, like an ant walking between giant boulders. The ground at Kata Tijutu is bright red. The soil is made of tiny pieces of the ancient red rock that have broken off over millions of years. We walked along a red dirt trail with the towering rock right beside us. The path wound between the domes and opened up to wonderful views. Every step felt like an adventure. I kept looking up, up, up at how tall the rocks were. Sometimes on our hike, we stopped and just sat, sitting quietly between the giant red domes of Katta Tijuta, the wide blue sky above, and red rocky hills all around us. Nature is so big and we are so small, but that feeling is actually really wonderful. It reminds you how incredible our planet Earth is. When you slow down and look closely at the ground in the outback, you find amazing tiny treasures. I crouched down to look at the red earth, the pebbles, the little plants, the patterns in the soil. Everything was a shade of orange, red, or brown. The desert is not empty at all. If you look carefully, there's a whole miniature world happening right under your feet. Question. I scrambled over rocks, walked over a red sandy path, and explored trails between the giant domes. But I am wearing something very unusual. Look closely. What do you think it is? And why do you think I need it? The answer is flies. The answer is B. It's a fly net hat. And now you can see why. We all needed it. Look at the backpack. It is covered in tiny flies. There are many of them in Australia's outback. Flies are everywhere. They land on your face, your arms, your food, and sometimes right into your mouth. Yuck. So the fly net hat is very popular. As the sun set, we walked along a quiet bush trail. Small lights guided our way as the sky turned soft shades of pink and blue. I will never forget this place. Uluru is a magical, ancient, truly one of the special places on Earth. Thank you for traveling with me.